Hello, good afternoon. This is David Slaughter talking to you, and today is my weekly trade predictions for the upcoming trading week of January 24th through January 28th, 2022. Okay, now we had some really interesting, I don't want to say bizarre, but interesting movements this past week in the forex market. Okay, and typically when you have one currency pair going up, you have the other one going down, right? It's impossible to have, one without the other. So this past week we had some, like I said, really strange movements. I'm going to show you that here in a minute exactly what I mean. But basically, like, we have Euro USD. Okay, here is dropping. Okay, so if this one drops, the US dollar must go up. But that's not exactly what happened. Okay, now it did go up on some fronts and went down on other. So yeah, okay, we're going to show you that here in a minute. And then we had the euro, Australian dollar, and Great British pound. All those had some really different patterns as well. So this was a very unique week, because typically when you have other currencies besides the US dollar, they follow pretty much the same pattern, right? And the USD pairs will follow the same pattern as well. But that's just not what happened this past week. Okay, but anyways, I got Euro USD pulled up on the chart right here, and we do see that it dropped this past week, and it looks like it's going to continue to drop. Okay, now the price dropped right here and just kind of right sideways, dropped a little bit more, but then started hovering back up. Okay, around the 1.13400 range where it is right now, and that's okay. Okay, now if this continues to drop, that's fine. But let's look at some of the bigger time frames, trying to get a better picture of what's going on. If you look at the 1 hour chart, okay, we get a little bit bigger picture, right? And we see that yes, this has been going down for quite some time now. Okay, for the last 2 weeks, as a matter of fact. So that's okay, and it's probably going to drop even more. If this does, the US dollar should go up. Okay, the US dollar is very shady right now. Okay, the US dollar is not really going up like we think it is, but who knows? Okay, it very well could. And if we look at the 4 hour chart to get a little bit bigger picture, again we see pretty much the same thing, but with fewer arrows, and we can see a much larger picture, right? So we see on the 4 hour chart that it's already been dropping quite a bit. It retraced right here and came down, retraced, came back, came back up where it is right now. So I feel very strongly that this will be dropping more this week. Okay, basically what I predicted last week is that the price would drop and come back up around the middle of the week, and we clearly see that happening right here. Okay, now we're going into the end of the month, and we should see this hit like a final bottom. Okay, I do anticipate hitting the blue arrow this week. Okay, if not, it will be in the month of February, or month of February, but we're moving into the last week of January, so I do anticipate this to drop. If we mark this level of support right here, okay, where this blue arrow is, that is kind of the target where we are looking for this price to drop. Okay, will that happen this week? I'm not 100% certain. Okay, but I know this will be dropping. All right, now if we look here at Gbp Usd, okay, again we see the price dropping. Similar pattern to what we just saw a minute ago, but it is definitely a different pattern, right? So the price dropped and then shot back up and then dropped a lot more. So right now it's looking like it's going to continue to drop. We're going to do the same thing. If I go to the 1 hour chart, we look here, we got 2 red arrows, okay, and it's getting ready to drop even more. If we look at the 4 hour chart, you can see the same thing, but with fewer arrows, right? And like I said, we get a bigger picture of what's going on. Okay, now we had this long uptrend right here, and now we're working itself into a downtrend. If I zoom out a little bit, you get a bigger picture, much bigger picture of what's going on in the market, so you can kind of see what's going to happen long term. Okay, so we had this big price gain pretty much the entire month of December and going into the first half of January. Okay, so you're looking about almost a month and a half. Okay, so we'll say about 45 days or something. I don't know, 40 days, whatever. But the price has definitely gone up. Now we hit a strong resistance, and it's already working its way down. So this is a good time to jump into a sell. Okay. Now we know the Great British Pound has been tricky to trade. Okay, but it is definitely going into a downtrend, and I feel that this will be dropping probably for the next couple of weeks. Okay, and if you wanted to, you could put a sell trade in right now and just leave it. Thing is, if you put a sell trade right this minute, okay, it's probably going to retrace and come back up. You see here the price dropped, came back up, dropped, and what's next? The price is going to come back up again. Okay, I do feel that's going to happen. If you go back to the 30-minute chart, okay, we see here that the price is, we had two red arrows in a row, and the price has not formed a blue arrow yet, but we have a support here and a support lower, so I don't know exactly how far it's going to drop. And we have a support here on the 1 hour chart, so 1 hour is a stronger time frame anyhow, so it's very possible that the price could drop down here and bounce back up. Or, like, see, there was no blue arrow right here. Okay, this is on the 1 hour chart, so the price did come back up some and drop. So I do feel that the price, you're not going to see a blue arrow, okay, until you go into an uptrend. But I do feel that the price probably will come back up some the first half of the week and then drop back down for the remainder. So all in all, the price will be dropping overall. And like I said, you could put a sell trade in right now and just leave it. Okay, what I would do more likely, what I would do is put a sell limit pin in order. Okay, and you could trap the price. You could put a sell limit above and a sell stop below. Okay, either way, catch that price when it comes down. Okay, and where do you put a sell limit? Well, we have a resistance here, so you do not want to put it that high. Put it somewhere in here. Okay, put a limit order, so if the price retraces and comes back up, then wait for it, wait for it to go hit that sell limit, activate a sell trade, and then eventually drop back down. Where would be a good place? Well, if you look right here on the chart, it's kind of hard to see, but it's 1.35 or 1.36000. Okay, right here it says 1.35940, but if you want to just round it up right here, you could say 1.36. Okay, 1.36000, and that would be a good place to put a sell limit pin in order. And then you could put a sell stop pin in order a little bit below here as well. All right. Now, do you want to use a take profit or stop loss? That's entirely up to you. For me, I would not use either one. Okay, just put a sell limit there, and even if you have a little bit of drawdown, that's okay. Just wait for it to keep dropping, and then when you get the next blue arrow on the 1 hour chart, close that trade. Okay, so that would be a very, very good strategy. And you see, you don't have to check this every hour. Okay, you can have a trade open for a week. So technically, you could check it once or twice a day, and you're fine. Okay, so it's not like you got to be constantly glued to the computer. Now moving on to Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Okay, again, we have a very unique movement here. Okay, it looked like it was riding sideways for quite some time, and then shot up some around the middle of the week, and then shot back down again. So again, this is very different from what we just saw a minute ago, but it looks like it's going to continue down. If you look at the 1 hour chart, we see that yes, we had two red arrows, and it is slowly working its way into a downtrend. Australian dollar is a very strong currency. US dollar is supposedly the strongest currency in the world, but US dollar has been pretty weak lately, so we will see what happens. If you look here on the 4 hour chart, we get again a bigger picture of what the market is doing, and we see right here we have a red arrow, and it's definitely working its way into a downtrend. How far will it drop? I don't know, but all we do know is that we have a strong support right here. Okay, that would be the target where I think the price is headed to. We see the price went up and came back down. I think the price is going to go back up again before it goes down. Okay, that's just how Forex works. Okay, so watch for this to go back up at least the first half of this coming week. Okay, if not the majority of the week. Okay, now by the end of the week you'll see the price drop back down again. Will it hit this green line? I seriously doubt it. I do not think it will do that. Okay, now that would have to probably be going into the month of February, which is fine. Okay, so be prepared over the next 2 weeks for this price to drop down to where this green line is or this blue arrow is, right? And that's pretty much my plan of attack. Yes, you could put a sell trade in right now, but just keep in mind it's probably going to go back up again. Okay, so what do? Like I said earlier, put a sell limit. We have a high point here. I guarantee it's not going to go that high, right? And we have another high point right here on these candles here. Okay, so I would probably put a sell limit pin order here and another one here, just in case if it comes here and activates a sell trade, then if it keeps going up and up and up, you're going to have a big drawdown. But when it comes up here and activates a second sell trade, then it's going to drop. Okay, and it will counter the first trade's drawdown. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, we have 2 trades, and the first one will have some drawdown, and then the second trade, when it finally opens, will counter that drawdown. And then when both trades finally come down, you have a nice profit. Okay, and do you want to use a stop loss to take profit? I'll leave it up to you, but typically what we want to do is wait for the next opposite arrow. In this case it's a blue arrow, right? Wait for the next opposite arrow and close both those trades. Okay, that'd be a really good way to trade this type of movement right now. Okay, when you have a lot of ups and downs. Moving on to US dollar versus the Swiss franc, right? USD CHF. Again, we see this one started to go up and it came back down again. So it's like, wow, it's kind of like it's following the same kind of pattern as the other pairs we just looked at. Okay, now this is kind of frustrating. We had a blue arrow followed by a lower blue arrow. Okay, so that's not uncommon, but it's not that common. All right, so we do not like to see that to happen, but it is happening. Okay, that means the US dollar is very weak right now. Okay, now this is only a 30-minute chart. Okay, that's why I always recommend using a 1-hour chart. If you look at the 1-hour chart, you see a little bit different story. Okay, we see we had a red arrow here, now we got 2 blue arrows. Okay, so meaning that this price is slowly working its way up. So now the price has pretty much come back down to where it was before, but a little bit higher. But yeah, it's at a fairly strong level of support right now. Okay, and we will probably see this go up slowly this week. Okay, US dollar is not strong right now, so do not be thinking this is going to just shoot to the moon. It's not. Okay, and what's most likely going to happen this week is we're going to have a lot of range of markets on the sideways fashion. It may even drop down further. Like I said, this could technically repaint. Okay, it hasn't repainted yet, but who knows? All right, I'm not a fortune teller, but I don't think it's going to repaint anymore. I'm sure, without actually knowing the history, I think this probably has repainted already and finally found this nice resting place here. So we're gonna wait for this to go back up, and it's just now getting ready to go back up. If you look at the 4-hour chart, okay, we see a different story, right? Bigger picture again. So here we go, only got 1 blue arrow, and we have not formed another. So it might drop down and form another blue arrow on the 4-hour chart. We don't know, but the fact that it dropped down like this, it's starting to come back up now. Okay, so that's a good sign. So I would be definitely looking for this to go up. But what you can do not buy right now. Okay, let me show you something. We got like this. Okay. I'm going to mark my resistance, okay, like that, boom, okay. So, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see this a little clearer. Okay, we have a high point here, another high point, another high point here. That's 1, 2, 3 high points, and this marks a perfect trend line, okay. So, we want this trend line to break. We want the price to go up. Now, I'm on the 1 hour chart, so I would wait for at least 3 candles to break above this before I actually go placing a buy trade. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, we are not officially in an uptrend. I would not buy right this very minute, but once this breaks, you can definitely buy and hold it. Okay, hold it until you get the next red arrow, or if you get, if you get, like, say we get 5 or 6 whatever blue candles, and then we start to get red candles, and close it. Okay, but eventually it's going to form a blue arrow. Okay, if you look at the 4 hour chart, eventually it's going to have to go up. All right, it's not going to go all the way back up to where this red arrow is. I'd seriously doubt that. Okay, but for this week, we can be getting some definite gains on this U.S. dollar. Okay, U.S. dollar Swiss franc. But again, it's not going to be that much. Okay, you might look about maybe 500 points. Okay, so if it goes up, you can also sell when it comes back down. But with the bigger trend, going with the bigger trend, I would look to buy only. Okay, make a little bit of money on the U.S. dollar and get out. Okay, do not try to get rich on this one. All right, next one is U.S. dollar versus Swiss franc. Okay, now again, very interesting movement. The price is moving sideways here. It looked like it was going to spike up, and then it just shot down all week. Okay, kind of sucks. But U.S. dollar Japanese yen has been looking to go down for quite some time, so it's not surprising. All right, so now we look like we hit a fairly strong level of support, although it's not going up right now. If we look here on the 1 hour chart to get a bigger picture, we see we have 2 blue arrows. So again, we see the price came up and came back down to the same level, and should be going back up again. If we look at the 4 hour chart, we see that yes, the price had dropped, went back up, and dropped again. So that's not that good. If we draw a trend line, I'm going to try to, I don't know if that's good right there. This is definitely a level of resistance, and we also, if I go back to the 1 hour chart, we see that line right there I just drew, but then we see another trend line. Okay, like that. Okay, so what we're looking for is the price to break this trend line and then break this one. So we see the price go up, touch this, and come back down, and then we will see it break here. Okay, so hopefully this will, break this trend line this week. Okay, I'm not a fortune teller. I can't tell you yes it will definitively. That is what we're looking for, and then probably going into the next week we will see it hit this trend line and hopefully break that trend line. Okay, makes sense? Yes, shake your head if it makes sense. Okay, so what is the price movement going to do this week? Okay, yes, it should be going up slowly. First half of the week we should see the price go up, and then around the middle of the week we see the price shoot back down. Okay, going into the subsequent week, going into February, we'll see the price go up even higher. Okay, up to this trend line. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, I hope that does. Okay, it's probably clear as mud, but I try to explain it. I know I'm not the most energetic talker on YouTube, but that's okay, right? So next is US dollar versus Canadian dollar. Wow. Okay, so with USD CAD, again, we had some really strange movements this past week, right? So what's happening with US dollar versus Canadian dollar? Okay, is it going up? Is it going down? I don't know, but it's been riding sideways for quite some time. We had a drop, and now it just shot back up towards the end of the week. Interesting, right? So I don't know. This is really kind of bizarre. Look at this on the 1 hour chart. Okay, nice uptrend right here. You could have definitely got some profit on that, but again, we don't know. If you bought here, you would have probably been pissed off because the price dropped. All right, you've been like, oh shit, I lost money. Then the price shot up again. Well, welcome to the world of Forex, right? So not uncommon for that to happen, right? Again, like I said, if you can wait, you can make some money. Okay, if you're patient. Okay, do not get discouraged when you see, you buy here, example, you see the price going up. If you follow my previous tutorials how to trade this indicator, you will see the price going up, and then the price go back down. You get frustrated, right? But in the long run, the price did go up. Okay, and what we're looking for is another red arrow to close that trade, and we're almost there already. So what I think is going to happen this coming week is we're going to see a red arrow form. Okay, I don't know exactly where. If I zoom out a little bit, it's already broke this level of resistance. I'm going to mark this red arrow here. Okay, it's already broke that, so that's good sign that it's going to continue to go up. So we will see. Okay, we had a long downtrend here, and it's finally going up. What will probably most likely happen is it's not going to form a red arrow. Okay, it probably will drop back down and form another blue arrow. Okay, very possible. I don't know, but I do feel that this will drop again and come back up. Whether it will form another blue arrow, I don't know. Okay, yes, I designed the software, but I cannot tell you exactly what the software is going to do, because it's just kind of based on highs and lows in the market, right? As long as we know that this is going in an uptrend. So yes, this should be going up here for the next few weeks. All right, while as other USD pairs should be going down, this one's going up. Okay, and we don't know. Okay, we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but all I can tell you is that yes, this right here should be definitely going up. So what's going to happen this week? Well, the price, if I look at the 4 hour chart, we definitely see this going up, right? What I think is going to happen this week is the price is going to shoot back down. Okay, we know the price go up. So the first half of the week, we'll see the price come back down, and then by the middle of the week, around Wednesday or so, the price will shoot back up again. Okay, so if you want, you could put a buy limit pennant order down here somewhere, and you'll be just fine. If I zoom in a little bit so you can see this, I know it's a little bit hard to see, but I can put a buy limit right here. Okay, this is a support where the price dropped down, and I would put, let's say the price drops back down to this level or close to it, I would put a buy limit around 1.25 100. Okay, for the price, look at the price level where you want to set the pennant order. Okay, you can set a limit or a buy limit right here, and then you do not have to use any take profit or stop loss, because what we're going to do is, if the price drops down to here, then good. We know it's going to keep going up. Even if you have a little bit of drawdown, that's fine, but hold that trade until we get the next red arrow. Now look from this red arrow to this blue arrow. Wow, you're looking from the middle of December all the way to the middle of January. So looking about almost an entire month that this trade was open for, if you were in that trade that long. Okay, so from one arrow to the next. So from this blue arrow right now to the next might be another month. So we can kind of semi-count on this going up for the next few weeks. Okay, I'm not a fortune teller again, so do not hold me to it that this will go up, but it is definitely looking like it's going to go up. So I do feel very optimistic about the US dollar Canadian dollar going up. I'm not sure about the other pairs, but this one in particular, I do feel it going up, and I think we could all really profit off of this one, because it is definitely going to be going up. So yes, put a limit order here. Also, you can put a stop order above. All right, you could go ahead and buy right now if you want. Just leave it. Okay, either way, you could buy now, put a limit and a stop order. Bam, you'd have 3 trades right there. All right, 3 potential trades that could all go into profit. All right, if you want to do that. Okay, again, use good money management. Use a small lot size and a big account size. Okay, that way you don't blow your account. So don't be going over trading, placing dozens and dozens of trades. That's not how you trade forex. Okay, it's a lot of patience, a lot of practice, and just conservative money management. Okay, that's the #1 skill. If anybody learned anything in forex, it's money management. Okay, so anyhow, I hope this helped you a little bit. If you have any questions at all about these predictions, or if you need any questions about forex or need any help with my software, just feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. I'll put a link below in the description of this video for my personal Facebook. Please contact me there first. Okay, also I'll put a link for my private Facebook group where you can request to join my Facebook group and post any questions or comments in my Facebook group. And also, if you have not checked out my new magnificent trend indicator, I'll put a link for that also in the description, and you can watch a video about that as well. So anyhow, I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Just let me know how I can help you, and thank you so much.